Hi. How's it going? A little one. You get a little slurp. Just a little one. You didn't even hear it? What about that one? Honestly, you might have just scammed me out of a slurp, which is not fair, or kind, or nice. Alright, today, guys... Oh my god. I even sound... I gotta get into it. Okay, guys, what's up, YouTube? I'm just kidding. Today we're gonna be playing Musume. I don't know anything about this game, but it was recommended on Steam, so... And I think it's a mushroom dating sim, so we're about to find out. It's definitely Renpai, I can tell you that. Just from the... just from the UI. Oh man, it's reading. How's it going, by the way? Hope everyone's doing well. Once upon a time, there was a humble recluse. Though they had no need for society, they did often find themselves home to a loneliness that they could never quite shake. In the morning, the sun would rise. At night, it would set. The recluse would observe this splendor. Dude, is this a reference to Elden Ring Night Rain? Guys? Elden Ring Night Rain, anybody? Remember that game? Knowing that the sight would be made all more beautiful by having someone to share it with. It wasn't that they desired a relationship, perhaps it was a flame that had burned them one too many times, or perhaps they were simply disinterested. It is a one big game. Well, I mean, I think it's a one big game. I actually don't know, but... At most, 4. Unless... No, I'm just kidding. I don't have any idea how many bits it is. No, a child. That's what they wanted. Someone to take care of, to teach. Unfortunately, it was a longing that could not be found. Not in these woods alone. However, we are never quite as alone as we think, are we? So true. Look behind you right now. There's someone behind you. Don't you feel it? That presence right behind you? Look behind you. One day a witch appeared, as if drawn by the intensity of the recluse's desire. The lumber that the recluse had spent the morning gathering slipped through their hands as they spotted her, the witch of the woods. She began to speak. You desire a child, yes? For some, those are quite easy to come by, but not you, it would seem. Oh, maybe it's not a mushroom dating game. Maybe it's a mushroom child raising game. Let us make a deal then. If you do 3 simple chores for me, I will present you with a daughter of your very own. The recluse, caught up in a moment of naivete... Is it naivety? Naivete? It's naivete, right? Quickly agreed. Oh shoot, I have a daughter checklist. Your child would come into this world with little to her name. Let us even the scales. Bring me an heirloom, something she will forever value. The recluse thought on it briefly, searching through their home for the object that they had pictured. Oh shoot, it's gameplay. Okay, a glimmering music box, your most used cast iron skillet, a dark weathered tome. I'm thinking it's the cast iron skillet. Passed down from generation to generation, the skillet's seasoning had never once let an ancestor down. It wouldn't let their daughter down either. It will serve her for the rest of her life. OMG, Victor Rodriguez, hello. Welcome to the stream. And with luck, she will live on to pass it to someone else too. bringing their prize back to the witch. She simply gave a smile. How perfect. Dude, I'm telling you, the cast iron skillet is the best gift that you could ever give somebody. A heirloom cast iron skillet might be the best. Might be the best gift you could possibly give somebody. You gave away your ultra secret identity, also known as your username on YouTube. Oh. That is super secret for sure. After their brief detour to meet with the witch, the recluse resumed their normal day-to-day schedule. The second day, the recluse slept more soundly that night than they had in ages. Man, I don't know how to read. Having a purpose again soothed them, even if they had found themselves caught up with a witch. I mean, what's wrong with being caught up with a witch, you know? You ever heard of Umineko? I think those guys all probably had a great time with the witch, and nothing bad ever happened. Yeah, that sounds right, anyways. That sounds right. They elected not to think about that, though. Instead, when the morning came, they simply did what they had to do. Which is to say, they got up and went to meet with the witch. Upon watching the recluse's approach, a sardonic smile lit the witch's face. You completed your first task admirably. 2 more and I can finally give you what you want. Yes, yes. A child, yes, finally, impregnate me, please. She paused only for a moment before delivering her next message of import. There have been some, activities I've been meaning to get to. Perhaps you can make yourself useful and cross one off the list for me. Meet daughter, close parenthesis? Not realizing they were simply saving the witch some time, the recluse determined which task they were most suited for. Prepare the witch a comforting meal. Test a selection of elixirs for quality. Restock a selection of unsettling components. This sounds the most boring. I mean, this is literally just working in a... I don't know, in a grocery store? Boring. I want to test a selection of elixirs for quality. Surely the witch wouldn't offer anything that could kill or maim, right? The recluse tried to clear their head of worries as they carefully sipped. In the end, they did walk away safely, at the very least. Arriving back to their meeting point, the recluse was excited to report their progress to the witch. Ah, very good. How kind of you. After quickly wiping themselves down, the recluse returned to their hut for the remainder of the night. Task 2 is done. Only one more task, and then we get to see our daughter. The recluse could feel their excitement grow. If this witch was being honest, and for some reason they felt that she was, then that meant that this could be the last night they spent without a child. They hoped so, at least. That was all they could do. Barely remembering to get dressed. How do you barely remember to get dressed? That doesn't even make any sense, dude. I mean, I guess I don't really think about it, but it's more like a primal urge that I don't want to leave my house naked. So, I don't know, man. Whatever. Good for you, recluse, I guess. Welcome back, recluse. Are you prepared? Today is your big day, is it not? The last task is an easy one, or at least I believe it so. Bring me something colorful, something bright, that you think will suit her. When they were first told of the 3 tasks, the recluse had imagined things that were much more difficult. Yeah, honestly, I would imagine things much more difficult as well. This seemed so easy as to be a trick. Which they supposed only meant that they should take it seriously, as if a mistake could mean death. With death in mind, the recluse needed to decide where to search for color. A field of flowers, a stony river. I only get 2 choices. I want the stony river. Though underwater wasn't the first place most people thought of for color, the recluse understood that there were many shades that people failed to consider. They arrived at a nearby river, glancing into the glassy water to spy a variety of small shining stones. Oh, I get to pick more, okay. Jasper? Dude. This is pretty close to Piss Goblin's beloved jade. Obsidian? A strange, almost bloody stone? I'll go with a strange, bloody stone. It was small, but the recluse grabbed a peculiar stone with sharp, calcified edges and the appearance of blood in its pockets. In its pockets? Intrigued, they brought it back to the witch, who, after inspecting it, looked disgusted and insisted the recluse wash their hands. As they did so, the witch continued to shout something about kidneys? Oh, did I grab a kidney out of the river? That's crazy. I discovered blood! Let's go! Oh my god, it turned everything red, man. The recluse turned to the witch's hut, colored item in hand. She silently took the object, nodding her head to the recluse in recognition. The recluse stood there for a moment, unsure, before finally the witch realized what they expected. Oh ho ho, you want your promised daughter, don't you? Her voice was almost mocking, but at least it was not overtly cruel. Several more trifling things? No! God, this kid is already a pain in my butt, man. I had to discover blood for it. First is the matter of payment. $5 American. The recluse should have known that everything is for a cost. With life? Pay me sometime soon in larger quantities? Oh, man, taking out a loan in the mushroom dating sim is crazy. Do I even have wealth? They offered their coin purse to the witch, and she took it wordlessly. After pocketing the whole pouch, she returned a single coin to the recluse's hand. Wait, how do I know how much money I have? Okay, never mind. I guess I can't look. With the payment settled, the witch simply smiled and handed the recluse a small pot. Humans are tricky, but mushrooms are much more resilient. Consider this an upgrade. Don't worry, eventually she will develop a mind. Simply give her time, as much as she needs. Soon your wish will be in full bloom. I suppose with all that settled, though, there's one last thing for you to consider. A young girl needs a proper name. The recluse thought on the witch's demand before offering the final thing they had to give. Oh, I get to play! Pebble. Gotta name it Pebble after my cat. My son. Then she walked away, only fate knowing if the two should ever meet again. Cultivation? Sounds like a little guy's name. It is a little guy's name. He's not in here right now, but it is a little guy's name. Just a little guy. Oh my god. Though the recluse was unsure of the specifics, they did realize that it was most important to heed her instructions. Care for the pot and the dirt and everything that lay within. So the recluse geared up, as any parent should, and assessed the things they would need to raise a child. Finances, yeah, finances is a good one. Nutrients to help it grow strong. They would need plenty, and it would be depleted on a daily basis. And finally, the recluse's own stamina could not be ignored. One could not burn the candle from both ends indefinitely. Man, if that ain't the truth. Although I wish you could. I really wish you could, man. They gotta add more hours to the day. Make every day like 30 hours long. And I'll be totally fine. Thus began the longest growing season of the recluse's life. Oh shoot, here we go. Now we're playing. Okay, nutrients. I think that says 8. Finances 1. Stamina 8. Info. Pebble, blood mushroom. Its traits are potted. It has no affection for me at all. If your daughter is well loved, she'll be able to improve at things more quickly. Oh, so maybe it's not a dating sim. Maybe it's like a pet game. Harsh weather has taken its toll on your garden. Your entire harvest has been lost. Weeks worth of food and labor has been rotted and destroyed. Without immediate action, you and your daughter will be in trouble later down the line. Okay. I mean, I guess this is... I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is that I'm playing right now. Accept the loss or till the garden. Yeah, I mean, I just gotta, like, start over, right? Nutrients 12. There will be less variety this season, but you'll live to see it. That's what matters. The decision being made, life continues. The day's gotten away from you. Already the sun's gentle descent is being swallowed behind the forest reach. You weren't able to finish everything you set out for today. I didn't even know what I was supposed to be doing. I feel like doing the fields is probably pretty important. But what do I know? You weren't able to finish everything you set out for today, but you only have time for one more chore. Retire to the tavern? Now we're talking, man. Now we're talking. Finish a favor the village leader asked of you. Barter for some fine substrates to better grow your daughter. Purchase new construction materials for your hut. I feel like the more the people in the village like me, the better off I'll be. Plus, I still have 6 stamina. Doing favors for the leader is comfortable to you. It allows you flexibility while still giving you some funds. Today is no different than usual. Oh, shoot, I got paid for that. Let's go. You herd some cats for the leader, and in exchange they pay you. How novel. Your tasks behind you, you and your daughter return home. Each do a nice bath and a simple dinner. Something's happening? Oh shoot, it's evolving. It's a Pokemon. My daughter is evolving. It now kind of has a face. You awaken one morning to the sound of something moving around your home. Your daughter has grown a pair of sturdy legs. The creature walks around easily, using her new strength to push and rummage through your belongings. Her demeanor seems cute and helpful, often following you as you go about your daily tasks. Are you telling me go to sleep did not... It didn't increase my stamina? Encourage her cooperation, spend time nurturing her environment, motivate her to do something safer. Let's spend time nurturing her environment. You decide that now is the best time to promote her growth, spending extra effort improving her living conditions. My daughter emoted cheerfully. Let's go. Guys, I'm a great mushroom parent. The decision being made, life continued. One evening, you heard a light knocking at your door. Quite a rare occurrence. Peeking through the window, you witnessed none other than the Witch of the Woods standing on the doorstep of your humble hut. The same one that gave me the mushroom? Could she be here for a visit or to settle a debt? Introduce her to your daughter. No way, mushroom in the chat? Perhaps it was time for your daughter to meet the witch. She could maybe even learn a thing or two. The two of you answer the door and invite the gloomy woman inside for a dry and awkward small talk. We did it. Something about the way the two absently stare at each other. You wonder if they made some sort of connection today. Life continues. While sitting at home one day, you hear an unexpected knock at the door. Unfortunately, whenever you go to answer, you find yourself face to face with a man that you never wish to see again. Hi, Pancake. Good night, Pancake. Unfortunately, when you go to answer, you find yourself face to face with the man you never wish to see again. Blah, 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 blah. Though he was older now, the scar running down his cheek was unmistakable. It took me a while to find you this time, recluse. What do you mean this time? Aren't I just at my house? How could it have possibly taken you a long time to find me at my house? This man is your former business partner from a time when you did work that was less than admirable. I'm sure all this time has given you plenty of time to reflect. Are you finally ready to get back to business? Give the man a significant sum of money to go away. Beg the man to leave you alone. Kill the man! I've got no stamina, which is kind of a problem. Kill him. This is probably the wrong decision, but whatever. Some things will never be over until, well, they're over. You had hoped it wouldn't come to this, yet you feel as though there's no other option. You invite the man in and offer him a seat in your main living area. Then you excuse yourself to prepare drinks. But unfortunately for him, he will never drink again. Before the man Begins to suspect anything is wrong. You take a straight-edged razor and slit his throat from behind. The blood falls like a sheet down its body. When you look up, you realize that your daughter has been standing there watching this whole time. No! She doesn't react strongly, but you fear this may leave an impression on her regardless. Something's happening. My Pokemon's evolving. What on earth? Your daughter changed in the night. Yippee! One morning, you notice that your daughter is nowhere to be seen. After searching, you find a massive clump of mushrooms resembling your daughter protruding in a small clearing. Brushing away some of the freshly turned soil around, you can see the top of your daughter's head, having seemingly undergone a transformation. She twitches in response to your probing and shifts until the earth again covers her head. Wait for her, buy her a nice gift to celebrate. Dig her out. Let's celebrate. I don't know what we're celebrating, but let's celebrate. Today feels like a momentous achievement, so you tell your daughter you're going to the village to buy her a present. At the mention of presents, she quickly unburies herself, revealing that she has now taken the form of a young girl. The two of you head back to prepare for a trip into town. What is going on? I mean, I'm just playing a video game, obviously. This is a video game. What's going on in this game? I'm raising a mushroom child, obviously. At her request, you take your daughter out for a nice meal. And despite some strange looks from the locals, she thoroughly enjoys the outing. The decision being made, life continued. I gotta eat something, man. One evening, you discovered many footprints outside of your home. Three-toed and webbed, some strange creatures have been poking around. You've heard the rivers of these woods are home to nefarious turtle-like creatures that capture human children, only to bring them home and drown them. What? Your child isn't human, but you can feel the leer of envious eyes from the tree line. They know a precious daughter when they see one. By the looks of the tracks, these ones are quite young. Perhaps you can do something to frighten them away from your home. Stand guard until they stop. Keep your daughter inside in the evenings. Hunt one of them. Purchase a magic ward. Deal with the issue decisively. I'm a decisive person. What a lovely opportunity, you think, grimacing as you rifle through your things to find a number of objects that will serve you well. A netting, some spare poison, and a sword you swore to never see used again. Though if it's to protect your daughter, you don't see any reason not to. Granted, you've never used a sword yourself before, so you tie it to a... Wait, what? A sword you swore never to see used again. Granted, you've never used a sword yourself before. Okay, so... What do you mean? If I swore to never see it used again, then how have I never used it if it's mine? That doesn't make any sense. At all. So you tie it to a long haft, and fashion a spear out of it. All you have to do now is take your setup to the river. Can I die in this game? Tracking the general area where the little monsters liked to reside, you set up the net across the river downstream in an area with heavy brush. Then at the other end, you pour in the poison. It's a fun game, sticking them with the spear as they frantically try to escape the water. Cut up in both brush and net, and by the evening you have plenty of meals for the foreseeable future. Let's go. Though you can't help but notice your daughter's fixation with the new lawn ornaments. Shells on tall wooden skewers, a message that says, "Get out." Stamina is question mark. You haven't been taking very good care of yourself and find yourself so worn out that even leaving the house is a challenge. If you continue on without regard for your own stamina, you might very well die. I think I'll stay in bed and rest. Sitting in bed, you think about your daughter and all the tasks you'll get done tomorrow. An end? One night, you find yourself struggling to sleep. Your mind wanders as you continue your current place in life. You lived peacefully with your daughter for many moons, aka 2 moons. Initially, it was strange. Well, it never stopped being strange, but you were always thankful for the company. Besides the affection you felt for her, was like any parent would feel for their child. That was normal, at least. Your thoughts turned to the concept of time, particularly how you were once alone, and how you are afraid that you will be again someday. Your daughter has had more and more curiosities about the outside world. It's only a matter of time before she wants to strike her own path. Your hope will be fulfilled now. You hope you've done enough. Ultimately, you find comfort in what you've done. You may have had many failures in your life, but there's one thing you know you can die proud of. It turns out, Mushroom, I'm not, or not. It turns out, Zeratek, I'm not dating mushrooms. I'm actually raising mushroom children. Not the same thing, actually. Very, very different thing. Is this a visual novel? It's in a visual novel engine, so I would say this is a visual novel. An intervention. The recluse lay sleeping in their bed, and the daughter lay sleeping in her own. However, on this night, the witch has decided to intrude. It appears that her interest is with the child. She immediately stakes her spot at the end of the girl's bed. With a surprisingly gentle hand, the witch reaches out to feel the child. She sees her small size and her undeveloped appearance. "You poor thing," the witch murmurs, speaking softly enough such as to not wake her. "That human has no idea what you need to grow, do they? Perhaps just this once, I shall offer assistance. Take this gift of danger. May it give you an edge in this harsh world." Mystic connection? The Witch of the Woods wished the child a gentle good luck before disappearing once more into the night. Whoa, I'm getting a lot of traits right now. Oh shoot, I'm the mushroom now. I'm the mushroom. Telling the recluse that you wanted to see more of the world wasn't an easy conversation. As they grew older, you were worried about leaving them on your own. Thankfully, your concerns were unwarranted. They were happy that you had grown enough to want to move out. They even offered to help you build your own home, close to theirs. You were welcome to visit anytime, obviously. Faster than you would have anticipated, the two of you built your home together. They showed you all the tricks they knew and made sure to impart as much knowledge as they possibly could. Finally, the day arrived. You were officially on your own. You were scared a little, but also excited. It felt like a new chapter was just beginning for you. Oh shoot, it's Pebble. A common blood? I got a Steam achievement. Despite some initial uncertainty, you find that your new home may be even nicer than the recluse's shack. What on earth are all these stats, man? Dampness, mycelium, robustness, potency, and humanity. Your first days living outside of your parents' home are occasionally daunting, but also filled with possibility. What would you like to do? Okay, I don't know. Okay, I can go home, I can go to the woods, I can expeditions. None of my stats are particularly high. Let's go to expeditions. The mountains bordering the northern reaches of the forest call to you. You see them every day on your adventures, and there is an overwhelming desire to climb that simply can't be ignored. Oh my goodness. Readying yourself in the early hours of the morning, you glance over the materials you have on hand. Pack a light or pack heavy? Oh, pack light or pack heavy? Nope. I like how the card literally says don't do this one. Let's pack light. You carefully choose each item based on its weight and size and usefulness. I rolled an 8, apparently. Your pack sits comfortably on your shoulders and allows for full range of movement. After a couple hours of climbing, you feel that you may have made some decent progress, though you're starting to feel a bit tired. This game is weird, man. It's cool, though. I like it. A text-based adventure. After a couple hours of climbing, you feel like you've made some decent progress, though you're starting to get a bit tired. Just as you think it's time for a break, you come across the beautiful mountain spring, complete with its own waterfall. Take a relaxing shower. Ooh, that'll add to dampness for sure. Train your endurance. My robustness is pretty low, so I guess I gotta train my endurance. 3! Oh my god, how do you fail at that, man? What are you doing? You've often heard that waterfalls are powerful. You could use some of that yourself. After a quick look around you to ensure you're alone, you make your way to the waterfall. You know, one thing for sure, it is wet. It is also powerful, you suppose. The raging waters around you are rough on your body and mind. You go to grab your pack and realize that your arms feel like wet noodles. I lost my trait of Fluffy, and I gained a trait Stripped. You're forced to drag yourself home. Mountains are overrated anyways. One day, you notice a strange intruder wandering around near your home. An elderly man, sporting an unkempt beard filled with crumbs. When he spots you, a lopsided grin fills his face. Well, ain't you something? The man lifts his hat off his head briefly in greeting. Everyone's been talking about the fungal woman of the woods. That must be you. You suppose you've never met another mushroom girl now that you think about it, but it does feel a little odd to be singled out as such. The man continues speaking. I was just hoping to meet you, that's all, and I wanted to give you something. He reaches into a shabby pack at his side and pulls out a bound book. Its appearance is humble, yet carries a certain weight to it. This here is an almanac containing every bit of mycological knowledge that I've ever learned. Okay, let's see the almanac. Mushipedia? Endings discovered. Number of living daughters. Okay, 64 endings is crazy. Okay, I haven't done anything yet. Okay, take me back. I've been working on this for a long time. Could even say it's my life's work, I guess. They grow up so fast, don't they? He looks down at the book in his hands with a surprising tenderness. Then he's holding the book out to you. There's always more lives to live. Ain't that just how the old cycle goes? Maybe you'll be able to help me fill in some gaps. There's a lot to see out there. You take the object and carefully pull it open. Truth be told, you've never been much for handling books. But within you find hundreds of illustrations depicting different mushrooms in a variety of colors. It's beautiful. By the time you look up, the old man is already walking away. He waves a hand at you and calls out a simple, "Be good now." How odd! But you do like his gift at least. One day, you find yourself considering the thought of dinner. Primarily, that you don't feel like preparing it. Ain't that the dang truth? That's me every night. I find myself considering the thought of dinner, and then I primarily am thinking about how I don't feel like making dinner. While you don't need food, as the humans call it, you find that it's a comfort you particularly enjoy indulging in at times. Those times are primarily in the morning, in the afternoon, and in the evening. You've been told that humans enjoy their meals in this structure as well. Dude, eating 3 meals a day is so hard, though. I'm on like a 1 or 2 meal a day sort of vibe. I find that works best for me, personally. Uh-oh. This lack of will, yet interest in flavor, compels you to think. You remember that in the village there's an establishment you have yet to visit, a restaurant run by one of the locals. A meal without having to cook, what a brilliant idea! Dude, I'm telling you, this person's me. If you're going to ask a stranger for food, you figure you should try to play to human social norms. Perhaps it would be wise for you to blend in more than normal today. You decide to don a head wrap and dark-tinted glasses to conceal some of your abnormal appendages and make your way downtown. Thankfully, you're familiar with the area it's located in. This knowledge helps you get there with utmost haste. When you arrive, you cautiously enter the front door of the establishment. Within, you see a woman nervously pacing. On your entrance, she jumps. Oh! She gasps and then quickly straightens herself up. She gives you a thorough look over, as if trying to deduce something about you. Her eyes go from your glasses to your head wrap. Finally, it's as if she has a realization. Dude, my disguise is not working at all. Okay, hold on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go get something to drink real quick. Hi. I'm back. I got some tea. That's why it took so long. Alright, back to mushrooming. Her eyes go from your glasses to your head wrap. Finally, it's as if she has a realization. How discreet. I understand. Come right this way, madame. Discreet. What a strange thing to be complimented on. But she seems polite enough, so you do as she says. She guides you to a quaint table in the corner of the dining room. The tabletop is decorated with a fine silk tablecloth, as well as a small selection of lit candles. You go to pull out the chair from the table, but the woman stops you. Ah, allow me. She pulls the chair out and pushes you back in. Is this what a restaurant is? A servant and a meal? She begins to tell you about the current offerings of the establishment, detailing the many virtues of the chef's hardtack and pork stew. And don't worry about the price, ma'am. For you, it's on the house. She loves me. Chat room, she loves me. Everything does sound good. For free. And yet, so many options. Pork stew with a side of hardtack. Chanterelle? Chanterelle? What is chanterelle? And fiddlehead fern risotto. Aerated squirrel liver pate. Oh, wait, no, it's pate. With a rustic acorn soil. Rustic acorn soil? Am I reading that right? Am I reading that right? Aerated liver, squirrel liver pate with a rustic acorn soil. This sounds the funniest, so I'm gonna pick this one. Air, soil? That sounds like nutrients to you. While you originally came here seeking a good old-fashioned human meal, the concept of fine dirt prepared by a chef is compelling. You tell the waitress that you will have the air and dirt. After a passing moment of confusion, she simply lets out an emphatic and departs to take your order to the kitchen. I'm gonna take a sip of my tea. With the waitress gone, a certain silence fills the room. You are there alone at the table. Admittedly, this is a situation you aren't used to. Do humans spend much of their time in this manner? Sitting in a room in someone else's residence, unsure of what they're allowed to do? They sure do. They sure do that. In any case, the time somehow passes quickly. You can just barely make out the faint sound of cookery in the background. Pots clanging and wet squelches. The excitement does have an effect on your appetite, and when you finally spot the server coming in with a tray in her hand, you can almost hear your non-existent stomach gurgling. Here you are, ma'am. She sets the tray down, the aroma slowly reaching you. She reaches out, placing an incredibly small white dish in front of you. Despite an evocative name, the smell is actually not as strong as you had expected. Honestly, you barely identify the items on the plate. An airy brown blob with a sprinkling of brown. Regardless, you take the dish and turn it upwards, letting the contents fall into your mouth. That is a crazy way to eat, man. You're putting up the wrong 3. Delicious. I'm happy. After sufficient enough time to finish your meal, the server reappears, accompanied by a rotund man wearing a chef's smock. The server quietly takes your empty dish as the chef approaches. I wanted to come out and personally thank you for coming by tonight. I know you could be at any other establishment in the village right now, but I'm honored you chose mine. You suppose what he's saying is true, though it's a little odd to say. Nevertheless, you appreciate his kind words? I apologize if this is too direct, but could I ask, did we pass muster? Did you enjoy your meal? You contemplate his question and think about the meal you had just ingested. It was truly different from anything you'd ever had before. It was incredible. Could be better. It was incredible. With honesty, you're able to tell the man that it was one of the best meals you've ever eaten. He squeals with joy, quickly covering his mouth. Oh, man. He lost Aura, guys. He lost Aura. That's embarrassing for him. Not very stoic. Oh, thank you. This will be so good for business. Please come by again. Please come again anytime. He forcibly shakes your hand and leaves in a giddy rush. Finally, with the whole ordeal done, you stand to leave. You were told the meal was free and everyone seems to be gone, so you suppose that's your cue. As you walk out the entryway, your shoulder accidentally collides with something. You look over and see a strange hunched woman. She is wearing a pair of dark glasses and a wrap around her head. Oh no. Oh no! She's a food critic. Oh man, that's so good. We made off scot-free. In her hand, she holds a scrap of parchment paper with writings on it, as if she's some manner of writer. You express a rushed apology and leave the restaurant at once. Oh man, we got away with it. We got away with it this time. And you sure had fun doing it. The sun is low in the sky, casting a beautiful warm tint across everything that you see. Today is a particularly beautiful sight, blossoming fruit trees and the wind blowing through the grass. Your eyes feel heavy, and suddenly you find yourself falling into a deep sleep. In your dreams, you're sitting on a tree branch. There's a flute playing somewhere. Then suddenly, the flute is next to you. Attached to it is a vague shape of a woman. I haven't seen you around here before. Welcome. Whenever you look at her, it feels like she shifts. You can't quite describe her. You probably won't remember me when you wake up, but it's nice to meet you. After sitting in silence for a second, she starts playing again. Try to memorize this place. Fly. Where do you go when I'm awake? Sing along? None of these have any effect on my stats. Animal friend, voluminous, stripped. Oh shoot, I didn't even look at my items. Don't like an event? Use one of these cards and you can be on your way back home in no time. Soma? Your body is made of a useful resource. but you must be mindful not to give too much of yourself away. On use, it gives you a little snack for later at least. Wealth, 2. Mystic bond, mystical connection, loving parent. Well, I would try to sing along. You close your eyes, absently singing along with the flute. You're not very good at it, even within the dream, but it feels nice anyways. Eventually, before you know it, your eyes are opening. It's dark out, you should be getting home. You feel a crisp breeze. The heat is relenting. Trees are changing in color. Fall has arrived. The change in weather has invigorated you. What would you like to do today? We could go to town, I guess. I still don't really know what a lot of these things do. On one particularly desolate evening, you decide to take a walk out around the outskirts of town. You find yourself overcome with an unaccountably uneasy feeling as you pass by an abandoned neighborhood. The dying amber light casting menacing shadows. As you enter a dilapidated gatehouse, protruding bits of ruin and decaying wood conspire in your periphery, forming unnerving figures. Something skulks among them. Finally, you spot the thing. Your body tenses with alarm as you distinguish a smooth, gray-brown object in a half-formed approximation of a human shape. A statue of a woman, propelled by unknown means, shambles forward and locks its gaze onto you. A set of glowing purple features overlay the stony mask of its face. Hovering lines forming a mouth and eyes. You don't know why, but looking at the creature fills you with dismay and revulsion. Her glowing image of a mouse cycles through different shapes. As an unpleasant whirring emanates from her head, she emits a strange buzzing voice. Is this one a daughter of the witch? You nod stiffly, bewildered. This one is perfected subject. I will commence a necessary experiment to determine if this form is fit for consummation. Consummation? Hold on, consummation? That can't be right. This thing means you great harm. You feel it to your core. Turn tail and run for the woods. Attack the creature. I'm attacking the creature. 6! No, man, no. 6 is terrible. You take a step back, readying your defensive stance and drawing your trusty knife as she reacts to your hostility without hesitation. As the unarmed monstrosity trades blows with you, it is immediately apparent she has the upper hand. However, you spot an opening, a hidden joint where her neck meets her head, widening just enough to slip your blade into like a slit in armor. Her ethereal face contorts painfully as you plunge the trusty knife up and into her head, withdrawing it before kicking the momentarily stunned monster. She crumples into the ruined wall, her weight bringing down a section of the ceiling above her. Oh, are we supposed to be inside? You heard a strange worrying as the rubble settles. Fearful of the creature's overwhelming strength, you don't stick around to find out what she'll do next. You head home feeling uneasy after the harrowing encounter. My robustness went up. While walking down a heavily wooded path, you notice a disheveled woman slumped mournfully against the base of a tree. She bears numerous scratches and light wounds, as well as particularly coal-black lips. Her clothes are torn and dirty, but despite this, you can tell they were once quite expensive. Curiosity piqued, you approach the woman, asking if she needs help with something. The woman grimaces, shaking her head. Nothing can be done for me. I've been sentenced to death. As she speaks, you notice her tongue is stained, as if she had been licking ink. You can't help but feel intrigued, so you insist. What does she mean? A few weeks ago, I was walking through these woods when I witnessed the most beautiful woman I had ever known picking flowers alone. I am ashamed to say, I was so taken by your stunning looks that I followed the woman, aiming to be at least ask her name. I discovered far too late, however, it was no woman, but the Witch of the Woods herself. No! I mean, that's a good thing, right? Your eyes widen. Few humans would ever speak of the witch. To follow her into the forest is regarded as, well, a death sentence. I know not if it was a punishment or fulfillment of my unspoken request. But upon my approach, she twisted around and met me with a terrifying, intense kiss. When I came around again, I bore a terrible curse. She visibly trembles, pulling at the tattered ends of her elegant dress. Soiled cobbles seem to shift under my feet, and steady tools writhe like snakes in my grasp, conspiring to be dropped. I have been doomed to fail at all things. I've lost my work, my coin, and I cannot even prepare food or forage without injuring myself. It has reached the point where I can do nothing but sit here and await. Again, the doomed lady falls against the trees. Staring blankly, it's apparent that she's utterly lost her will to go on. A cursed kiss from the Witch of the Woods? How unexpected. Ask her to give a curse to you with a kiss. Decline to interfere with the witch's business. Tell her to pursue a romance with the witch? Yeah, let's try this one. The lady is clearly missing the most important part here. The witch is totally into her. Please. I don't even know. Yes, pass! 8 is good, apparently. You tell her that the curse is a mark of affection, a black rose bequeathed to her beloved. The ways in which Witch's court is beyond her understanding and might even seem painful at times. She considers for a moment, her face reddening. You really think she loves me that much? You nod enthusiastically. Who is more qualified to make guesses at the witch's intentions than you? With a renewed resolve, the woman gathers the last of her things and departs into the woods. As she disappears between the trees, clutching a bright red rose in her hands, she resembles a sacrifice being made to the woods. You do hope the witch treats her kindly after all. My mycelium went up and my potency went up. That's good. Strolling through the village, you find a donation box in front of the church. It offers lovely hats that might dress your oddly shaped head yet. And if no one particularly minds, you may even be able to keep one of them. Take all the hats, why not? You wear them all so well. Take the big hat in your favorite color. I'll take the big hat. I passed. You're still new to fashion in some ways, seeing as your clothes are growing directly on your body. Yeah, I would say that that would make me pretty new to fashion. Or, you know, not into fashion at all. Despite that, you find the hat to be lovely. And feel quite nice about yourself. I gained a trait, favorite hat? Hold on, can I see? Wait, self-voicing. Oh, I hate that. I hate that so much. That is not really what I was expecting. A chilling breeze greets you one morning, heralding the approach of winter. Oh yeah, I want to see your favorite hat. You have found a piece of... Can I equip it? You have found a piece of clothing that fits your cap incredibly well. Alright, whatever. A chilling breeze greets you one morning, heralding the approach of winter. With the end of the year approaching, you find yourself considering your aspirations. You want to accomplish something significant, you decide. Something you'll remember. Take on a dangerous quest. Attend a charming evening at the gala with my new hat. Decide not to pursue anything. I want to attend a charming evening at the gala. Recently, you've garnered enough attention in the area to be invited to a high-class event. Are we winning? I think so. I mean, look at my humanity. My humanity is 59. Literally, my best stat is my humanity. Unfortunately, my worst stat is dampness, which is... It could be bad or good. I don't really know. This could be an opportunity to celebrate the year, or invite someone you wish to grow closer with. Attend the gala alone. Invite the girl of your dreams. Invite the person who raised you. Actually, don't attend the gala. Let's invite the girl of my dreams, even though I don't know who that is. Oh shoot, I can invite my imaginary friend. You consider a strange dream you once had. Did she banged any of the mushrooms yet? Not yet. Although, I think we might be getting close. Also, I'm the only sentient mushroom, it turns out. Everyone else is just like normal guys. For some reason, you set your mind on finding her. There's no one else you'd rather attend with anyways. The gala is until the end of the year. You will have plenty of time to prepare yourself. The chill in the air has invigorated you. What would you like to do today? Where did I find her before? Was it expeditions? While aimlessly wandering one day, you decide that the best use of your time would be to do some scouting. It's always useful to expand your mental map of the area. The country near your home is lush with many diverse landscapes to be found. Man, I love tea, man. It's so good. You decide to head to the north toward a particularly damp, dense forest. Ooh, my dampness is gonna go up. Forest that's home to a variety of useful plants. As a child, this is where you knew to get medicinal plants from, but there was danger there as well. You step into the forest, feeling a humid breeze on your fungal cheek. There's an omnipresent buzz of insects pervading the air. Oh no. This section of the forest feels much different than where you live, and you find that it's hard to feel at peace. Despite this, the flora and fauna is resplendent. You find yourself looking from plant to plant. Finally, you see something quite interesting. What on earth is that? A large, beautiful A beautiful, large, pink flower stands tall in a nearby clearing. The petals are twisted, forming a large, sparkling bud that is larger than your head. Interesting. The single flower is the distinction of the plant, but you observe that its stalk is robust and strangely segmented. Feels a bit like a monolith. For a moment, you simply stand and stare at it. Something about this strange plant fills you with a feeling of awe. You suspect that you may be able to sell this flower in the market for quite a pretty penny, or perhaps keep its splendor for yourself. Pick the flower or leave it. I mean, it feels like a trap. It feels like a trap. But also, it is a very pretty flower. In time, if left alone, the flower will eventually die here. When you think about it, there really is no harm in taking it from these woods. Without spending too long in thought, you walk up to the plant and grab the flower by the stem. When you do so, the flower opens its eye. Oh no. This, understandably, gives you quite a shock. You leap back, seeing the flower unfold in front of your very eyes. It takes you a moment of processing to understand, but finally you make the connection. This is not a plant at all. It is a beast. Its eye is large, still haloed by the petals that had initially attracted you, but to be frank, it's hard to entirely understand the shape of it in the commotion. You do understand that it has a hefty central mass, mossy green and camouflaged in with stems and stalks. You also come to understand that the body itself is not a solid form, as it splits horizontally down the middle. Inside is an array of sharp and uneven white stones. Probably teeth, if I had to guess. In another second, you understand these too. Teeth. Before it could make itself even more known to you, you figured it was time to do something. Try to fight or flee. Let's flee. This does not seem worth it. Simply put, there was absolutely nothing wrong. There was absolutely nothing worth sticking around this situation for. 9, whoa! As soon as the impulse hits you, you take off. The unfamiliarity of the terrain barely matters to you as you let your feet guide your path. Finally, as you reach the edge of the forest, you collapse as the exhilaration passes you. The thing had stopped giving pursuit ages ago, and yet you just kept running until now. Perhaps at a certain point it became more about the excitement of the chase. Nevertheless, you're safe. You make your way home thinking about the strange creature you encountered. My potency is 60. While out running errands, you find that the town is much more active than usual. Through some chance encounters, you get the impression that A sort of traveling festival has been set up outside of town. Looking around, you do happen to hear loud clattering noises and cheers in the distance. Out of curiosity, you let your ears guide you towards a group of stalls buzzing with human activity. You notice that each of these stalls seems to house a different form of entertainment. All of the ambient fun in the air makes you want to join in. Go for a ride, play a guessing game, knock down some pins, test your strength. Let's knock down some pins. A loud crashing noise catches your attention, leading you to a booth where a rotund man stands with a palm-sized ball in his palm. He seems to be intently staring at a group of nearby wooden pins. You watch as he tosses the ball. When it hits the pin, they clank together and fall to the ground in a satisfying manner. Despite the fun little show you just witnessed, the man who threw the ball seems disappointed. The attendant clicks her tongue. Aw, man, so close. Try again? With a discouraged shake of the head, the man walks away, and the attendant turns her attention to you. She explains that if you knock over all the pins, you'll get a prize. With that bit of knowledge, you are confident you could succeed where this player failed. You take a ball and then take aim. 10. Oh man, I passed. For a 10-second, you watch the ball arc through the air, towards the pin, and then contact. They scatter and you beam with pride. Well, that's not supposed to, congratulations! The attendant seems surprised for a second, but quickly recovers with an overly large fake grin. Here's your prize, Missy. Before you can react, she tosses you a small stuffed toy. It's somewhat strange in construction, with one beaded eye dangling by a thread. Complain? You'll love it all the same. Of course I'll love it all the same. If you're being honest, you think it adds a little personality to the toy. You take your prize, walking away a champion. While taking a... Oh, man. Oh, no, not shush again. 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 While taking a stroll... Oh, my God. While taking a stroll down the center of town, you catch the eye of a curious group of children. One of them lifts a finger to point at you and shouts, "Look, a big mushy." That's pretty rude, by all means. What do you want to do about this? Offer the kids some homemade dried mushroom treats? How rude. Point and shout right back at them. Go over and see if they would like to play. Ignore the children and just keep walking. My robustness might take a hit from offering the kids some homemade dried mushroom treats. I need some dampness, man. My dampness is so low. 2? Oh, no. You've seen some of the local shops hand out goodies before, so you're not sure. So you're sure no one would get mad at you for doing it too. Thankfully, you always keep some of your homemade treats on hand. They're useful for long hikes or hungry children. At first, the child seems hesitant. He casts a concerned glance to his friends, who seem perhaps a little confused. Eventually, he takes a bite. The child immediately spits it out, desperately licking his palms in an attempt to rid himself of the flavor. He hates me, man. He hates me. Yuck, the big mushy is so gross. You have no choice but to walk back home in shame, pondering what you did to make the treats turn out so bad. I'm sorta unreputable now. The winter gala draws ever nearer, and you realize you have work to do if your date is ever gonna happen. The woman you have decided to invite is strange, otherworldly. To go to the ball with her, you first have to find her. Try to find her in your dreams? I mean, that's where she was before, so that makes sense. You've only met her once, but the thought of her sticks with you. You're sure that's worth something. The night before the ball, you take a flower with you to bed. Please? No, that's terrible. You lay your head on the pillow, keeping your eyes closed shut. However, sleep does not come for you. An hour passes, then another. Finally, you begin to reconsider your plans. Perhaps there's something else you'd rather be doing? Go to the gala without a date at all, I guess. You figure that the night is young. Perhaps if you leave now, you can still make the party. When you arrive at the ball, you find the room filled with all kinds of people, mostly humans, but you are under the impression that some of those in attendance might be like you, touched by magic in some way. As you grow acclimated to the situation, you realize that you are not particularly sure what one is supposed to do at a ball. Many are dancing, but some are not. There's also an array of other activities happening as well. Find and thank the host, speak with one of the other non-humans. Shove as many snacks into your mouth as possible. Ooh, dampness. We gotta get some more dampness. Pass. Though unsure of how to approach it first, you eventually make your way to a girl with the face and fur of a feline. You find that she actually had been wanting to speak to you too. The two of you find yourself in a lively conversation, discussing your many similarities and differences. At one point, she mentions that she was created by a lonely witch. You were shocked to hear this, and the two of you find yourself with another large topic to discuss with very little time. In the end, she has to leave at the behest of her companion, but she seems reluctant. You assure her that you'll meet her again someday, and say goodbye to your newfound friend. As you're standing to the side, catching your breath and taking a moment to compose yourself, you hear the clinking of metal delicately being hit against glass. The room falls quiet, everyone turning their attention to the source of the noise. It appears to be the host. Thank you everyone for attending tonight. The village is a community. We were all blessed to be here to see the start of a new year. Let's all do our best to meet back here again next year. A toast to our village. Yay, we did it. The others all create their own clinking sounds in response, bringing their various mugs and steins together. After the brief speech, all of the sound had disappeared from the room returned. It occurred to you that you had not yet partaken in the dancing, and the night was drawing ever closer to a close. Dance or never. I will dance, of course. Why not? You take the floor. Doing your best to mimic what the others around you were doing. Oh. No, 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 man. It's like me dancing in real life. No! You jerk and spasm and punch and kick. Wait a moment. Now that you look carefully, perhaps that's not what the others are doing after all. You realize this, of course, after you accidentally strike out at someone. They insist on creating a scene by rushing over and trying to convince some particularly large men to help remove you from the party. Whatever, humans are too fragile anyways. You decide that you would rather spend the rest of the night at your home than here. You walk home that night, occasionally practicing your new dance moves on the way home. Heck yeah. Not that it mattered, and not that you needed practice, you just felt like it. As you grow older, you look back over your life. You think back to the witch who created you, and can't help but wonder if everything met her expectations. You wonder if you were the daughter your parents had hoped for. Ending after all this time. Well done on a daughter well raised. So well done, in fact, that I think you're deserving of a reward. I can't offer much, but perhaps you'd like some spores? There are many uses for these spores, for those that know where to spend them. Visit my hut when you're ready to learn more. For now, let's remember the child. Let's measure what her life is worth. Oh, man. New music bonus, L'Amor Galante. And I got 100 spores. I got a new color bonus. Plus 50 spores. Okay, so it adds up all your stats and divides by 5. Unused cards and tokens. Add a lot. Isn't 0 times 25 1? Or am I crazy? New ending bonus. Plus 100 spores plus big jar of coins. And I got a lion's mane. Good job, me. I'm an animal friend, voluminous, and stripped. Interesting. Interesting game, man. Interesting game for sure. Alright, well, let's see what the spores do. An edible mushroom with a unique, fluffy appearance. Witch's hut. It could be said that the spores keep the circle of life flowing. They're gifted after a daughter is fully formed and spent to help her ensure the success of future daughters, but I'm sure you'll find plenty of things to use your hard-earned winnings on. You'll find my hut has many amenities. You may spend your spores at the summoning circle, or you may improve your basic conditions at the garden. Okay, cabinet. Items. Oh my god, there's so much, man. There's so much. Curios. I can't buy anything. Pishon. Oh my god, there is a lot. I've got no Grobles. I've got one Spore S. Plenty Spores. A Plenty Bud. Items. I have an item, apparently. Oh, a big drive of coins. Garden. It's a beautiful day, isn't it? Doesn't that crispness on the air make you feel like a part of this world? Embrace that feeling and tend this patch of earth to your preference. When raising a daughter, the time passes so quick. You will find this garden to be a bit more evergreen. Spores will spread over time, growing stronger, evolving. Be sure to check in on often. Just be sure to deal with any weeds that may crop up, or the girl may suffer unduly. You already have some basic supplies to get started. Spores filled with potential gardening equipment. This should help with debris, at least. Oh. There's too much. It's too much. Plenty spores. What is this? A stone? A stump? Place plenty spores. Dig up the stone. Items? I have no items. I don't know what the 524 does. Summon. Gardening supplies, colors you've never imagined, even a piece of music or two. Summon. It's a gacha game? From the ether appears... Question mark, question mark, question mark. A new poisonous mushroom can now be grown. Oh, I get it. Number 6. I've had to take care near the creeks of late. Inconsistent bubbles on the water surface shadows. Starting just beneath, gurgling noises beyond the tree line. Kappas, if it's anything like I've seen before, nasty little gremlins. Fantastic when braised. I got flowers. Things have a new texture. Oh. Interesting. Let's look at some display settings. This is crazy, man. This is absolutely insane. So now I'm thinking, like, how worth it is to continue to play this game. I don't know, I'm curious. Oh, I grew something. Can I skip? Offer me that which embodies the emotion you would provide for your daughter. The recluse pondered a moment, thinking of what they had to offer. A deteriorating book of poetry, a prized gem fragment, a tear-stained portrait. Let's do that. Although shamefully, the recluse located an old book of poetry from which they were going... from when they were young and going through a phase. The prose wasn't good by any standard, and but it would nevertheless serve an excellent expression of angst and youthful rebellion for their daughter. Feeling a tender hollowness, the recluse declined to answer. Okay. Test a selection of elixirs for quality. Oh, I didn't mean to do that, but whatever. The recluse spends a quiet afternoon carefully unpacking and rearranging her belongings, silently speculating to themselves about the sort of life the witch has led. Arriving back to their meeting point, the recluse was excited to report their progress to the witch. Ah, very good. How kind of you. After quickly wiping themselves down, the recluse returned to their hut for the remainder of the night. Let's go for a field of flowers this time. If someone wanted color, where else was there to even consider? The recluse decided to make their way to a particularly idyllic field of flowers. The field was filled with an overwhelming amount of choice. Before long, the recluse narrowed the options down to a few. Bright orange, blue, purple, a pumpkin? Let's go for purple. Wild foxglove. These flowers had always enchanted the recluse, standing tall at the edge of the path. It was as though they were luring them, tempting them to stray from the path. Perhaps today the recluse just might. An edge of temptation can be healthy. My flower pot is 2 out of 15, apparently. Oh my god, it's so bright. Hold on, what is going on with these settings? Okay, I can pay now. Pay with life. Let's pay now with life. They told the witch they would offer life as payment. Certainly. They awoke hours later with an uneasy feeling that something was missing. The witch was still there, waiting for the recluse. With the payment settled, the witch simply smiled and handed the recluse a small pot. What is her name? Helga. Obviously. Oh my god, my stamina is... It doesn't exist? It doesn't even exist. One day, you awaken slightly earlier than usual. In your somewhat somnambulant state, you hear an ethereal croon originating from your garden. A small fairy clad in purple is sitting amongst your crops. Catch the fairy, offer a coin to the fairy, hunt the fairy. Yeah, let's do this. Without delay, you quickly gather your supplies. Greenery, some common foods. Heck, throw in a drop of blood. They love that sort of thing. After consulting some books to ensure that it's an appropriate space, you lure the fairy in with treats. Though they seem unsure at first, the fairy eventually accepts your offer of a home. Though your daughter is not yet old enough to appreciate this pet, you're sure that she will in time. Life continued. While tapping some trees one day, you overhear a noise. It sounds like the clinking of coins and dice. Oh, a human. Oh no, now I'll be forced to gamble. The fairy cried out unconvincingly. I'm the dice fae, you see. I have no choice but to gamble with every human that passes by. You even get to pick the stakes. The rules are simple. If I roll a 5 or less, I win. If I roll a 6 or higher, well, that means you win. Compelling, right? Gambling with a fairy? What the heck? Why not? What do you want to offer? A finger. If you're gonna gamble with a fairy, you might as well get a keepsake out of it, one way or another. It's been a while since anyone gave me one of those. Good luck, human. And he cast the die. I've never lost in my life. I've literally never lost. When the die lands on a 9, you can't help but breathe a sigh of relief. The fairy, on the other hand, seems upset. Not again. Man, I hope this one grows back. Without further complaint, the fairy quickly did what he had to do to deliver the recluse their prize, a fairy's pinky finger. So tiny, and yet surely it held a vast quantity of magic. Regardless, you walked away pleased. You'll have to show this prize off to the girl when you get home. Maybe you'll even let her have a bite. Something's happening. A heavy mushroom. The creature had grown little arms and legs and demonstrates her newfound mobility by clambering off the bed as you wake. Motivate her to be more practical? Sure. She spends much of her time wandering outside. The decision being made, life continues. Oh, I'm out of nutrients. Well, of course I'm gonna get some substrate. One evening, you hear a light knock at your door. Quite a rare occurrence. Privately request a stipend? I'm rich. Child? Whoa! The daughter is nowhere to be seen. After an hour of searching the nearby area, you'll find her wandering a nearby meadow. To your surprise, the creature had now taken the form of a young girl. She turns and grins at you excitedly. Sit and watch her play. Yay! We did it. One evening, you discover many footprints outside your home, three-toed and webbed. Some strange creatures have been poking around. You've heard the rivers of these woods are home to nefarious turtle-like creatures. Okay, I've seen this before. Stand guard until they stop. Not one of them. I mean, this seems pretty good again. Take out your daughter foraging for mushrooms. Send your daughter out alone. Send your daughter out alone to gather ferns while you relax. I don't know why I would take her foraging for mushrooms. The two of you find some watercress and catch some crawfish. Then take a break to play in the water. She seems excited to just spend some time floating, a skill she already seems to excel at. You have to force her out of the river just before sunset. You need some time to wring her out before bed, after all. An end? I see. Elegant verdigris agaric. Alright, well, TBH, I think that I've gotten a pretty good idea of what this game is like, and I think I will end here. Thank you guys very much for watching. I will be back tomorrow with... I'm not sure yet. I'm still thinking about what I'm going to stream tomorrow, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this game. It's very interesting for sure. And yeah, see you tomorrow.